Oh, I don't have to do that today. We outside. We what they call this in TV? We are remote. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself small so I can use all that space up there. We're gonna use that today. We're gonna improv, a little improv. No big, try something different for y'all today. Well, for me, at the same time. The week 8 wrap up, and because I know where we're starting, I'm sad. But because I know where we're ending, I'm excited. And I can't wait to tell y'all some of the stuff that my opponent never mind that. We'll get there. Let's begin with the... I am not going to be in the window today because I am not flipping the screen. But the OG special, there it is. You see it. We are at Olive Garden. Shout out to my friends. My bad to my friends because I forgot to tell them that I was relocating my stuff for the time being. But we here now. And in the OG special, that boy Kevin drugged me through the mud. It was real bad. Like, I had no chance. Like, no matter what. I kind of tried Kevin when we was at the draft a little bit. I was like, you know, because he was the auto draft team from last year. He won a championship. This year he didn't auto draft, and he picked his own team. And I want to say that we have the same record. Yes, we're both 4-4, so he's not doing too bad neither. But this week he did twice as good as me because he almost doubled me in fantasy points, 161 to 82. Yeah, so let's talk about what happened. I guess we'll go his side first since he got so many points. Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, Jamar Chase all scored 25 plus fantasy points for him. Yep, Josh Jacobs, even though the Raiders offense is trash, Josh Jacobs is still somehow doing his thing. That boy finally started Terry McLaurin like he was supposed to. Even though Christian Kirk had a down week, he still had a better week than my flex. We'll get to that in a second. And, well, the Baltimore defense is good for 5 points every week. Which, if you got the right amount of 20-something point scores, all you need is 5 points from your defense. But when you don't, you get 2 points from your defense. Never mind. We'll get to that in a second. Even his bench was lit. But mine was too. We'll get to that. That boy spent 161 points. Boy, you got me, boy. Boy, you beat me good. I don't like it. Let's talk about what didn't happen on the other side. Lamar Jackson had a pedestrian week. Rachaad White, for this league, is good. Really good. I mean, he's good for any league, really. But better for those higher point PPR leagues. Kid Walker ran into that Browns defense. We already know about that Browns defense. Jalen Waddle, appreciate you. Did your thing. Appreciate that. George Pickens, the Jacksonville defense kind of shut down the Steelers. Or maybe the Steelers' offense is trash. I don't know. Kenny Pickett was hurt. Is hurt. I don't know. But he got me 9 points. He scored a touchdown. Dallas Goedert had a down week because Devontae Smith had an up week. If you know about the Eagles' offense, then you know what I'm talking about. Odell Beckham Jr. It is my first goose egg of the season from a non-defensive player. I don't like it, but Odell was hurt for a good chunk of the game. I definitely thought that him and Lamar Jackson was going to get off on the Arizona defense. But instead, it was Gus Edwards, and that's okay. We know now. However, Javonte Williams, who was on a bye, finally came to life. Rasheed Rice was on the bench. Darrell Henderson was also on the bench. And Jahan Dotson was also on the bench. All of those people would have had me at least halfway closer than where I ended up. But when you get... Oh, yeah, don't forget about that Falcons defense. Let me down. Once again. Once again, they let me down. It was... Or maybe Will Levis is really good. We're about to find out this week. But they let me down. Only 2 fantasy points. That Houston-Carolina game was not very entertaining. There was not a lot of points there. So their kicker only got me 1 fantasy point. All the other times that they scored, they tried to go for 2. Or the other times that they scored, they went for 2. Or whatever. I don't know what happened. He didn't score a lot. So I only scored 82.78 fantasy points. And I lost. Real bad. But I'm hanging around. See, this time last year I was, what is this, week 8 just finished? I was 2-6. We getting better. That boy Trenton undefeated. We'll talk about that when we get to Trenton, which is in a couple of weeks. I'll come back and tell y'all what I'm doing on that side in a second. So, 161-82, it was real bad. But that's okay. We'll be back this week. On to the it is me. I'm he. On this side, she was in first place, and she was not happy about the performance of her team, and she told me to let you guys know a couple things that she said. She didn't know that Patrick Mahomes had the flu, or was fighting the flu. We're not gonna say he had the flu. That might be bad reporting. We're gonna say he was fighting the flu, right? She didn't know. And so when she called me, she's my friend. So when she called me, or when she called my wife, because they best friends, and we always jump in that conversation. It's what we do these days. She was like, how about Taylor Swift score more fantasy points than Patrick Mahomes? I can't even remember the other thing she said because that one was so funny. But I had to tell y'all that story. And she probably won't be upset that I can't remember the other one. But that one was... It's not even because I'm laughing at Patrick Mahomes, just the Taylor Swift part. Like, see what happens when Taylor Swift doesn't go to the football game? That was the one, yeah. Taylor, we need you. Apparently. They are undefeated with you in the building. They're winless with you not in the building. I'm just saying, like, that's simple math for me. Anyways. I beat my friend, 109.9 to 92.5. And I was nervous about Dan Carlson on Monday night, but she told me not to be nervous. But he's one of those kickers that can get you there. Let's talk about what my team did different on this side. Lamar Jackson did the same stuff on this side that he did on the other side. But we didn't need Lamar Jackson. Not over here. Because DeAndre Swift, 12 fantasy points, 57 yards and a touchdown. Breece Hall, 15 fantasy points, receiving touchdown. Jamar Chase. Welcome back, Joe Burrow. I know y'all Joe Burrow owners are up or having a good day. Keenan Allen, he was just alright, but Patrick Mahomes took the weekend off in fantasy. Thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for trying to play through your flu on week 8 of the fantasy football season. Because that's when I had to play you. Help me win, because I know you would have scored 30. Dalton Kincaid, solid. Appreciate that. Brandon Ayuk, solid. Another 10 fantasy points without a touchdown. Appreciate that. That Jets-Giants game. Listen, that Jets-Giants game was the most entertaining game of the weekend last weekend, and both of those defenses were spectacular. So appreciate that. And that Falcons kicker, because Desmond Ritter's our quarterback. Again, we get in field goal range, we don't know what score, so there's that. Although it's not time for that right now. It's not time for me to be celebrating right now. Not that. She had Patrick Mahomes. We just talked about what Patrick Mahomes did. McCaffrey did McCaffrey stuff. Kamara, oh my gosh. Alvin Kamara. Be a lot of Alvin Kamara in fantasy football championships if he keep getting volume like this. Amari Cooper is the same, or a little bit just like Keenan Allen. Chris Godwin had me nervous because he scored a touchdown, and he hasn't been doing that this year. Dallas Goedert was pedestrian, as we talked about on the other side. Jonathan Taylor, for some reason, they didn't like him in the second half of his football game. It's unfortunate for him. The Browns defense got a couple of interceptions. Got some fantasy points. Dan Carlson didn't get no opportunities to kick field goals, which was weird because they were losing. But yeah, 109 and 92. She is not happy about me snapping that 16 winning streak. She called me and said, "Welcome back." She said, "No, she didn't say welcome back. She said, welcome to the top." I was like, I was here first. I fell, but I climbed back. You stop it right now. But yeah, 6-2 halfway through the season. I don't think I had 6 wins last year. As a matter of fact, I can tell you. I did have 6 wins last year, but that's all I had. So we're doing well. There we go. Thank you. Better than last year on both sides. Thursday, Tennessee, right? Yes, Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Will Levis, my opponent in my league, is starting Will Levis. And that's okay, because you should have to hit those 4 touchdowns against them. What I thought was a pretty good defense. But I guess not. There was no tape on Will Levis. I'll defend that. I'll say that. I don't even know. It's a pick'em. It's a pick'em for me, because the Steelers are not very good right now, and the Titans are in transition right now. So we'll see. I feel like this game, Mike Tomlin got tape now, so they'll get one mistake off him. But the Steelers got injuries. Minka Fitzpatrick is hurt, so they're a little bit more vulnerable on defense in the secondary. Let's talk about these lineups. We will start with the OG special. Bow. As a matter of fact, got enough room right now the way I got this set up. Okay, that's there. Bow. That's there. Now y'all can see how my lineups compare. Sometimes I'll be rapping on accident. Lamar Jackson, Rashad White, Ken Walker, Jalen Waddle. They're pretty much stands at this point. I did sneak and pick up Devin Singletary off the waivers in this league because that Houston backfield looking a little shaky, baby. And I might need a little bit of insurance. Just to be safe. My bench performed really well last week. So, we'll see. I got the Falcons defense. I'm a little bit shaky about it when it comes to the run because Grady Jarrett is out for the season. But, it's a rookie in his first start. And I am trusting the fact that they could get... we won't get Will Levis 2 weeks in a row. We will not get Will Levis 2 weeks in a row. Keeping my fingers crossed. Nick Folk. I'm going to David Train on the kicker over here because my kicker got 1 point last week. I'm sorry in advance, David, if I picked up your kicker and it jinxes you in our league. He only gets a little bit of points because that's all year. Defense and kicker has been nowhere to be found for me. And my tight ends weren't here for a while either. So, the fact that I'm treading water at 500 and in the Olive Ground League is something to say. And the fact that I'm 6-2 with no tight end love on the other side is also something to say. But so that's that lineup. Let's go back to the other lineup. Lamar Jackson is still there because I like Lamar Jackson. DeAndre Swift, Breece Hall, Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen. I drafted really well over here. Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Swift, Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen. And Rashee Rice. Wasn't bad by me. I picked up that Falcons defense on this side too. Because, well, I was going to pick them up anyway. For another reason. But then Kirk Cousins got hurt. So it was weird. But yeah. Anyways. Dalton Kincaid. I got Josh Downs on the bench. I got the Jets defense on the bench. I'm not dropping them. Because I know they got a lot of good matchups coming up in the rest of the year. Here's why I picked up the Falcons defense everywhere. I went and looked at the Falcons opponents. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it to y'all right now. Usually I don't have the ability to do this. I'm going to read it to you right now. So after Minnesota, they got the Cardinals with probably Kyler Murray back for his first week. And then they go on by. Then they get Derek Carr. Then they get Zach Wilson. Then they get Baker Mayfield. Then they get Bryce Young. Then they get Gardner Minshew. Then they get, what his name is, Tyler Badgett from the Bears. Then they get Derek Carr again. Did I name a top 10 quarterback? Did I name a top 15 quarterback? Maybe Kyler is his first game back. I'm just saying, like, that's what the Falcons facing. Those are the offenses that the Falcons are facing for the rest of the year after this week. And I was going to leave him on the bench for this week because of Kirk Cousins. And then Kirk Cousins got hurt. So now I can add Minnesota to the list. That's why I did that. I ain't want to tell y'all that until after I did it, though. Because then somebody else would have did it. And so I'm like, Falcons defense rest of the season? But didn't they let me down against Will Levis? I'm like, Don't let me down, please. I'm rocking with y'all for the rest of the season. But I'm keeping that Jets defense because I go back and forth over there. I have enough firepower in that league to keep both of those defenses. Until Kyron Williams comes back. One of them got to go. But yeah. We chugging along, baby. This is what happens when you run into a couple of hiccups. You just improv. Also, I got a nice little backdrop back there, don't I? With the little barn and stuff. Look at that. A little bucket out there like somebody was working in the yard. Look. Picture frame. It's a barrel. It's not a bucket. But on here it look like a bucket. Whatever. We live. We lit. I'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.